So I imagine a few feathers were ruffled in Geneva last year, when this watch won a coveted industry award, beating such highly respected names as Oris and Doxa and Anourdain in the process. And I can see why it won. It's pretty cool. I mean, it's quirky, it's a bit left field, it's not going to be to everyone's taste. But it's a bit like whiskey. I mean, enough people drink that. Or Pink Floyd. Or body piercings. So if you're new here, welcome, my name's Simon, and I wanted to show you something today that's a bit different that was sent into the channel. Now I've always had a bit of a thing for different and unusual watches. If you saw my recent video on the Studio Underdog watches, you'll see what I mean. If you haven't seen that one, guys, go back and check it out later. At some point I'll do a State of the Collection video, and you'll see that I've got a few quirky and oddball pieces in the collection at the moment. So each year the great and the good of the watch industry gathers in Geneva for the GPHG Awards, and that stands for the Grand Prix d'Horlogerie de Genève. If you're Swiss or French, or indeed Canadian, then please forgive me if I murdered that pronunciation. GPHG is a pretty big deal in the watch world. The winners are determined by public votes and also a panel of experts, and previous winners have included such highly respected names as F.P Jaune, Czapek, Richard Mille, Tudor and Zenith. Some of the watches that are put forward to the GPHG judges are pretty wild. I mean, take for example the Audemars Piguet Black Panther, which is a flying tourbillon with a purple chapter ring, a purple strap, and a Marvel character on its dial. It was limited to just 250 pieces, and it had a price tag of 161,000 Swiss francs. So a watch that has a globe on its dial, and no hands to tell the time, would normally be par for the course for the GPHG Awards. But this one, called the Blue Planet, doesn't come from a brand with such horological history as Audemars Piguet. This one comes from a Chinese company, and it costs less than $1,000. Now, I'm not great at maths, but even I know that that's about 160th of the price of the AP. When I first became aware of it, I was pretty curious to see what it was all about. So I reached out to the brand behind it, CIGA Design, and they sent me this one to take a look at, and I thought you guys might be interested to see it. Now there's a lot to like here, but there are a few things that leave me pretty bewildered. I'll cover those at the end, so stick around for that. The thing that impressed me immediately was the packaging, which I think for a micro brand is really, really good. You see, whereas you would normally expect a watch to arrive in a box, this one came in this, which at first impressions I thought was a book. I thought the watch maybe was going to follow separately. First of all, you've got this slipcase, which is really nicely embossed, and you've got this metallic sticker with the GPHG logo, just in case you needed to be reminded. Inside it is a book of sorts, and it's all done really, really nicely. There are a couple of pages that talk about our planet and the importance of protecting it against climate change, because, as it says on the following page, mankind only has one Earth. Then you've got this three-dimensional, vivid blue and steel representation of the Earth sitting right in the middle of the page. And it's only when you turn over the page that you realise that this is the watch head itself. They've really thought about this. In my younger days, I used to be heavily involved in packaging design, and I always wanted the brands that I worked with to appreciate the value of what's known as surprise and delight, because first impressions really do leave a lasting memory. And that's what CIGA Design have done here. Within the constraints of cost based on the price of this watch, they've still managed to give the packaging a real sense of theatre that's really in keeping with the design ethos of the watch itself. But enough about the packaging. If you've got this far, you're probably impatient to see the watch itself. After all, this is a watch channel and not a packaging channel. So the watch has a perfectly round case with almost a pebble-shaped profile, The case is finely brushed in a longitudinal pattern, and the finishing is really nice. It's not a small watch by any means. I mean, the case has a 46mm diameter, which really should rule it out for someone with smaller wrists like me. But this is a lugless design, a bit like the SEIKO tuners and baby tuners. So this one actually wears really well on my 6¼ inch wrists. It's got a domed sapphire crystal, as well as a very slightly domed sapphire crystal exhibition caseback. So, taking both into account, the thickness of this watch measures in at a chunky 15mm. The crown has a really nicely machined profile, but it doesn't screw down. The water resistance rating on this watch is just 30 meters. But look, this is clearly not designed to be a dive watch, and I think 30 meters is going to be ample for most occasions. That comes on this blue fluorine rubber strap, which is really supple and really conforms well to the wrist, and I think that helps with the fit. It's 22mm at the watch head, remember this is a lugless design, and it tapers down subtly to 20mm at the buckle. It's also a quick release, which is going to make strap changes really easy if you're so inclined. Now, I really like the strap that it comes on, but I guess you could put it onto a leather strap if you wanted to dress it up a little. Of course, the highlight of this watch is that dial, and the three-dimensional domed representation of planet Earth, with all the topography that's been micro-etched, and it's really detailed. Being a Chinese brand, the globe is centred on the Asia-Pacific region, and I think that's a bit of a shame if you're in the UK or in North or South America or Western Europe, where you might be more used to seeing maps shown from the perspective of your own region. But more about that later. Now, as already mentioned, this watch has no handset, so it has a rather unusual way of telling the time. There's a fixed outer chapter ring with the hour markers, and a rotating inner chapter ring that's marked with the minutes, and the globe also rotates too. Close to the edge of the globe there's a compass rose, the outermost point of which aligns with the hours on that fixed chapter ring and the minutes on the rotating chapter ring, and that's how you tell the time. So in this shot you can see that it's 7 minutes past 6. Now, achieving this is no mean feat. Whereas on a conventional watch with a handset, the hour hand rotates 30 degrees every hour. The minute hand rotates 360 degrees every hour. On the Blue Planet, while the globe rotates at 30 degrees every hour, that inner rotating chapter ring actually rotates 390 degrees so that the markers align in the correct position. CIGA Design has done this by adapting the gearing of the movement, and kudos to them for thinking outside the box. I think what they've done is really clever. It was designed by a Chinese industrial designer and an exponent of the Bauhaus movement, and he took inspiration from some of the earliest clocks and even sundials. The name of his company, CIGA, is an acronym for China International Great Art, and as well as winning this GPHG Award, he also has 9 Red Dot Design Awards for other products. Now, on the CIGA Design website, it actually suggests that this watch uses an in-house movement, but I'm led to believe that it was actually specifically designed by Shanghai-based movement manufacturer Seagull. Now, that's the same movement manufacturer that supplies the movements for the aforementioned Studio Underdog Bicompax chronograph. It's stated as being 4 Hz and oscillating at 28,800 vibrations per hour, and it has a power reserve of 40 hours, although I haven't actually tested this. Turn the watch over and you can see that movement beating away through that exhibition caseback, which has a slightly domed sapphire crystal. The movement actually looks like an adapted Sellita SW200 or an ETA 2824. There's some quite nice finishing and decoration. There are Geneva stripes on the rotor, and the GPHG logo is printed on the underside of the exhibition caseback, just as another reminder of this watch's credentials. But as impressive as this watch is, I do have a few criticisms. But before we get on to those, just a quick reminder to hit that thumbs up button if you're enjoying this video. And the channel is getting really close to achieving its next major milestone of 2,000 subscribers. So if you haven't yet subscribed, your help in getting there would be really appreciated. So first and foremost, as a time-telling instrument, which I guess is this watch's main utility, I can't really score the Blue Planet very highly. At least put it this way, for the first few weeks of wearing this watch, don't count on being able to tell the time just at a glance. You'll probably find yourself reaching quite often for your mobile phone, or you may even resort to wearing another watch on the other wrist. But let's be honest, that never stopped anyone from buying an NB and F. And I think the kind of person who's going to buy this watch will do so because they want something a bit different, something that's almost like a piece of art on the wrist. A bit like the same way that some people will like a nice piece of jewellery. And as I touched on earlier, I do wish that a version of this watch was available for Western audiences, for UK, US and Western European markets, with those continents orientated in the centre of that globe. In stainless steel, this watch is available on the CIGA Design website and on Amazon for $899, which is roughly 750 UK pounds. But the good folks at CIGA Design have given me a special discount code, which I'll leave in the description, as well as a link to Amazon, both of which will get you 20% off this watch for a limited time. Now I think for that price, this watch is a bit of a steal, especially if you want to add something different or unusual to your collection, and you can count on it being a conversation starter whenever you wear it. And guys, that's it. I'll see you soon.